Hi everyone, welcome to Sunday Jam with Arlo. So glad you stopped by today. I've got three really cool segments for you today. In the first segment, we're going to be talking about a new plugin I've been using. It's called Sunset Sound Studios by IK Multimedia. Then we're going to plug in this Rockman to see if we can still get some Tom Scholl's magic out of it. I'm not sure if it still works. We're going to find out today. And then finally, I'm going to talk about a guitar company that if you've not heard about, you need to. So all that on the jam, stick around.
Whatever happened to the big guitar?
All right, so check this out, Sunset Sound Studios. Just got this plug in, so I've only messed with it a little bit, but I'm already, it's a lot of fun to play with. So first thing, if you don't know about Sunset Sound, it's a studio in Hollywood, California. Been around since the 60s. There's actually a guy from Disney. It was like one of their main sound guy there that worked for Walt Disney. He built it, and they did some Disney things in here too, some different Disney projects. So really interesting background there. Everybody and everybody's recorded at this studio, from the Doors did their first two albums there. Van Halen's recorded there. The Beach Boys did Pet Sounds. Prince lived there for like a couple months while he was doing Purple Rain. And the list goes on and on. Elton John, just a ton of different musicians have worked at Sunset Sound. So really cool history to it. And IK Multimedia went in, and my buddy Dave Kersner, who's on Instagram at 5 o'clock through the week, make sure you're watching. So Dave was working with one of the main guys from there, and they ended up modeling different rooms in the studio. So if you look here, I'll run you through what they did. So they have chambers in there. So there's three different chambers, studio rooms for that. Then they have these live rooms, and there's three different live rooms, right? And like Van Halen recorded in some of these rooms, so it's really cool. And then they have ISO booths. 1, 2, and 3. And Jim Morrison sang in one of these. I forget which one it was. And if you hit the info here, it'll tell you actually. Yes, David Lee Roth liked to use these ISO booths. Jim Morrison recorded a lot of his vocals. Janis Joplin, Mick Jagger in these booths. So it's pretty cool. And then they have different reverbs. They have some plate reverbs. And they have their spring reverbs that they modeled all of those. So I've loaded up a track. I've got a guitar track. I did this song. It was a AC/DC like tribute song a while back. So I loaded that up so you could just get a little listen to this. We'll start off with it disabled. I'll let you just listen to the vocal track without any of the Sunset Sound plugin on it. So here we go.
Whatever happened to the big guitars? We used to hear them in our favorite bars.
Okay, now I'll play you. This is with it turned on. This is one of the ISO booths.
Whatever happened to the big guitars?
So that's pretty wild how much that changes that. Let's try a different ISO booth, see what this one sounds like.
We used to hear them in our favorite bar.
And we'll try the third.
Whatever happened?
That's pretty wild. Let's try a live room here and see what that does next. Let's get up into this here. And they give you all these different presets here, which is really cool. Let's see what this one sounds like.
To the big guitars, we used to hear them.
Very cool. We'll try a different one here. We got number 2.
In our favorite bars. Whatever happened to the big guitars?
Really great plugin. I'm really looking forward to using this week. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell, because I'm going to be doing a bigger video on this once I've got to play with it a little bit more. and I'll just do a bigger kind of review on how this works, and we'll listen to it more in some of my songs. So very cool. So make sure you hit the subscribe and the bell so you don't miss that. The Rockman lives. It works. Very cool. My brother and I used to mess around with this back in the 80s, and it's just really cool. So that's, I'll give you a little bit more listen. And we're listening through my ugly 18 amp, if you can see that. And it's going through a 112 cab with an eminence speaker. There's a 57 on it. And it's clean on this. And then we're using distortion right now. I got it on the edge setting, which is the one I always liked, with the echo on. So that's cool. There's also a chorus effect here. Which I think if we get down into the clean channel here, we might hear that better. It's pretty cool. Yeah, that's the chorus off. Let's get the chorus on. Let's see if this, yeah, that sounded a little clean to me. Let's try it. So that's great. It's hard for my eyes to see this, the little settings on this box. Yeah, so there's the two clean settings. That was the chorus on. Let's leave the chorus on, and we'll put it back to that edge setting. So it's got a little distortion. This is the echo. Let's get it back to this. The edge is nice. You get the distortion, you get a lot of noise up there. But I like this edge setting. It's pretty cool. Rockman lives. Maybe I'll do another video with us working this into a song or something like that. I'm sure I'm going to be trying to use this in one of my tunes. So very cool. Rockman lives. All right, so that was fun, firing up the old Rockman. Last thing I want to share with you today is a guitar company that some of you might not have heard of. I hope a bunch of you have, but if not, I'd love to show you B3 guitars. I've been following these guitars for a while now. Gene Baker, Master Builder. What really caught my eye initially when I discovered them, well, I don't know if it was me or my brother discovered them first, but is this Phoenix model guitar. It's pretty sweet. It's like you've taken a Telly and a Firebird and you put them together and you have a Phoenix. But just awesome built guitars. and I just love that blend of the Firebird and the Telly. He's got some other guitars too. He does. There's one he has the SL model, stands for straight line, and then he does these ultra modern guitars, and then some real like more modern stuff. The Ringmaster models. They're pretty crazy. Great stuff. But Gene's a pretty interesting guy. Me and my brother found him these guitars, and then we became friends with him on Facebook. He's friends with both of us on there, so we kind of follow what he's been doing. And you know, he worked under you know, he started doing guitars when he was young, and then he worked under a guy at Gibson Custom Shop for a while. Then he worked at Fender Custom Shop underneath all these amazing builders there. I know he worked with Ronnie Montrose. He built some stuff for him, and a lot of other artists too. But I think now Gene, he's out in California. He just moved out here a couple months ago now, I think. And he has a new partner. If you get on the About Us section of this, it'll talk about, it'll tell you about Gene and everybody he's worked with. You know, he did some stuff with Robin Ford, which is another one of my favorites, and John Jorgensen. So some cool stuff. And then he has this new partner who I guess he's owning the company, and he's got a big music background in the business side of it. So it looks like Gene's got somebody to partner up with him and really push it, because they're great guitars and just amazing looking. And I saw, why I'm really bringing this up today is I was commenting on another post Gene had this week, and I put in one of my jam videos. I forget which one I put in. Something in there, just to see if he'd dig it or not. But then I saw this. He has, these guitars are being made over in Japan, I believe, and they do stuff for Sadowski and some other great builders. But I saw this, about fell over. It reminds me, there's a Les Paul Dickie Betts was playing for a while that's kind of this color with that cream binding and all that, and it just, but this is even more breathtaking to me. Really sweet looking guitar. I mean, look at that. You can see the grain in the top here. Oh, that's just amazing. Very cool. So that's really exciting. I hope we get to see some of these come over to the US. You know, price wise on these, they were, you know, they're up there with like your Gibson custom stuff. Definitely not on the inexpensive side, but you're getting something from a master builder, and just the quality is going to be through the roof. So anxious to, hopefully they get these into the US. I'd love to see them come to Brian's Guitars. It's in Connecticut here. They do a lot of Paul Reed Smith and Nash guitars. They do Fender Custom Shop and different amps, and they have good pedal selection, all that. But love to see one or two of these hanging there so I could try out and see if I can resist the temptation to pull the trigger on one. So good stuff, Gene. Wish you the best on that, and I'll definitely be keeping an eye out, and we'll probably be talking about B3 guitars more in the jam here. So that's all I have for this Sunday. And I hope you guys hit the subscribe button, and I hope you check out some of my other videos. And it's going to be a good week. I'll have that Sunset Sound, the bigger review of that coming up. And I just hope you guys get to play some guitar today. Have a good one.
Angus and Malcolm, Rolling Stone.